San Carlo alle Quattro Fontane, or as it is informally known, San Carlino, was the first independent work by architect Fransesco Borromini. It was commissioned by the Discalced Trinitarian in 1634, but actual construction did not begin until 1638. It was dedicated in 1646, but the facade remained incomplete until 1677 due to lack of funds. This meant that Borromini never saw his church fully completed, as he committed suicide 10 years earlier. Borromini had a very complex, tortuous mind, which, while leading to great architecture, also led to him taking his own life. The Trinitarians demanded a building that was economic and austere for humble humans, but also with a sense of grandeur and drama to exalt God. To accomplish this lofty goal and fulfill all the functional requirements, the building was divided into three parts. First is the Quarto di Dormitorio, the monk's residence, a practical four-story wing with minimal yet effective detailing. Second is the cloister, a two-story courtyard which stands next to the third and most spectacular space, the church itself, nearly elliptical in plan and with an ovular dome. Borromini was given a very difficult commission but responded excellently. Faced with a small site in the heart of Rome, he used his knowledge of perspective and curves to make the space seem much larger. For example, the sizes of the octagons, hexagons, and crosses that make up the interior of the dome diminish in size towards the center, making the dome seem taller and wider than it actually is. Not having funds for expensive marble, he used stucco-covered brick, which he used with such excellence one observer thought it was a new white stone. This was only possible because of Borromini's great understanding of materials he developed as a mason's apprentice at St. Peter's. The limited budget also meant the limiting of sculptures usually found in Baroque buildings. There are many small cherubs, but larger angels and statues are noticeably absent, replaced with Borromini's calculated illusions. Under a lesser architect, the building would have suffered, but Borromini was able to skillfully conquer all the restrictions placed by the budget. The result is a complex, small in size, but marvelously well crafted. A subtle sense of movement exists everywhere, down to the cloister's balusters, which flip top to bottom, which, though they are ingenious, ran counter to every architectural convention of the time. Borromini replaced the corners with convex curves, creating a more dynamic octagonal space within the cloister, and enlivening such functional spaces as the refectory. Borromini supposedly once remarked, "The corner is the enemy of all good architecture," and carried this throughout his buildings. Even in the columns, which observers usually use to rationalize a space, are placed in a way that the eye has problems grouping them together, further emphasizing the dynamic quality of the spaces. This building is a perfect example of Baroque architecture, without having to resort to the charlatanism of Bernini, Borromini's ultimate rival, to get attention. While based on underlying geometry, the shapes were used so exquisitely that when Borromini refused to divulge their secrets, they remained unknown for centuries. It is a rationalism hidden behind dynamic curves that make this building so compelling.